Have you ever wondered why some people fail 3 times in business and on the fourth, they strike gold? Why do people read the same book, walk the same streets, live in the same world yet one breaks through and the other stays stuck? Welcome to 2025. Information is everywhere. Everyone knows what to do. But few are actually doing it. Opportunities flood your screen: AI, crypto, real estate, e-commerce, content creation, but most people scroll past them like they're background noise. Some see the wave, some catch it most. Drown in hesitation. I used to be one of them. Until I stopped chasing the next new thing and went back to something old, something timeless. I picked up Napoleon Hill, but not just to read. I studied, I applied, I lived it. Because Hill didn't write for the casual reader. He wrote for the hungry, for the broken but determined, for the ones ready to burn their backup plans. He wrote to rewire your mind, sharpen your purpose, and force you to confront the raw truth. You don't get rich by luck, you get rich by becoming the kind of person who must. Here are the 5 lessons I learned at Dan, how I used them to rebuild everything. 1. Turn your desire into a non-negotiable. I want to be rich is not a reason, it's a wish, a fantasy. I said that line to myself for years, but still slept in, still skipped calls, still doubted every move I made. That's not real desire. Real desire is fire. It's obsession. It's the kind of hunger that makes you uncomfortable if you're not working toward it every single day. Napoleon Hill didn't just talk about wanting something. He talked about turning that desire into an all-consuming force, a command you give yourself. I knew a guy once who quit his job, sold his furniture, and started a food cart business from scratch with 2 kids at home and barely any savings. Not because he was reckless, but because he was done watching his family struggle. He told me, "I'd rather fail chasing freedom than survive chained to fear." That's the kind of desire that gets you out of your comfort zone. That's the kind that rewrites your future. You don't need more motivation. You need a reason that makes quitting feel like dying inside. 2. Faith comes first even before the proof. What are you waiting for before you finally believe in yourself? More experience, more money, a sign from the universe? If you're waiting, you're already losing. Napoleon Hill said it best: faith is the visualization of and belief in the attainment of desire. That means you believe before the world claps, before you have evidence, before anyone believes in you even when you don't believe in yourself. I used to only feel confident when everything was going right. But as soon as things went wrong, that confidence disappeared like smoke in the wind. It took me years to learn this. Real faith is not a feeling, it's a decision. Steve Jobs believed in Apple when all he had was a garage and a vision. Oprah believed in her voice when people said she'd never make it on TV. They didn't wait for approval. They didn't wait for the odds to be in their favor. They decided to believe and backed it with action. If you can't find the confidence, create it. If you don't see the path, walk anyway. The proof comes after the leap, not before. 3. Reprogram your mind or stay trapped by your own voice. Do you know what the most powerful voice in your life is? Not your parents, not your friends, not social media, it's the voice inside your head. And most people, that voice is killing their dreams. Napoleon Hill called it auto-suggestion, the practice of feeding your subconscious the thoughts you choose to believe. Not the thoughts that show up by accident, the thoughts you planned on purpose. When I first heard this, I thought it was just cheesy self-help talk. But then I realized every day I was saying things like, "I suck at sales, I'll probably mess this up. I'm not that smart, and guess what? I was right because I believed I was right." So I flipped the script. Every morning I wrote down, "I create value, I get better every day. I deserve to be paid for what I bring." At first, it felt weird, forced. But over time, it became my default setting. And when your mind believes it, your actions start aligning. Your self-talk is the software running your entire system. Upgrade it or expect to crash. 4. Knowledge is not power, execution is. We live in the age of infinite information. You can Google your way to a Harvard-level education without ever leaving your room. So why are most people still broke? Because they confuse learning with doing. Napoleon Hill warned, knowledge is only potential power. It means nothing until you act. I knew a guy who read every book on investing, attended every webinar, subscribed to every guru's newsletter. But when it came time to actually put $500 into a real asset, he froze. Analysis paralysis, too much theory, zero action. Meanwhile, another friend barely knew anything, took the risk, failed twice, learned from the burns, and now owns 3 rental properties. One waited until it felt perfect. The other got his hands dirty. Guess who's ahead? Don't let perfection be the enemy of profit. Don't be the person who knows a lot but has nothing to show for it. Execution is the great separator. Ideas are cheap, action is rare. That's why the doers get paid. 5. Persistence is the price of entry. Let's be real, everyone's motivated on day 1. It's easy to be fired up when the plan is fresh and the vision is clear. But what happens on day 38, when nothing's working, no one's watching, and your bank account's screaming, "This was a mistake"? That's where 99% of people quit. Napoleon Hill said, every adversity, every failure, every heartache carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. He didn't mean that as a feel-good quote. He meant it as a requirement. Because getting rich, real wealth, not just fast cash, takes grit. You will fail, you will doubt, you will feel like giving up. And no book, no podcast, no mentor can carry you through that. Only persistence can. I once launched a brand that completely tanked. 3 months of work, thousands of dollars lost, not a single sale. But instead of quitting, I studied every mistake, rebuilt from scratch. The second version tripled my income in 6 weeks. Pain is a brutal teacher, but it leaves unforgettable lessons. You don't fail when it gets hard. You fail when you stop. Most people fold in silence and call it bad timing. But the truth? They just didn't stick around long enough to earn the reward. The finish line isn't crowded. Not because it's exclusive, but because most people never make it that far. Final message: the wealth is in who you become. Look, this isn't about Napoleon Hill. This isn't even just about money. It's about becoming the kind of person who wins no matter the economy, no matter the year, no matter the odds. 2025 is a goldmine for those who are ready. AI is exploding, personal brands are the new currency. Side hustles are becoming empires overnight. But none of that matters if your mindset is poor. Because even if someone hands you the blueprint, you'll sabotage it if you haven't done the inner work. So here's what I learned it boiled down. Desire must be urgent, emotional, and non-negotiable. Faith is built before the results show up. Self-talk creates the limits or the freedom you live in. Action is the only language the universe responds to. Persistence is the key that unlocks everything when all else fails. Every single one of those things, they cost $0. But they'll make you a fortune if you live them. You don't need to be lucky, you need to be relentless. You don't need more time, you need more clarity. You don't need permission, you need conviction. There's a version of you that's already rich, already confident, already doing what you dream of. Your job isn't to find that person, it's to become them. Start today. Burn the excuses. Write the vision, build the belief, and never stop moving. There's a version of you that's already rich, already confident, already doing what you dream of. Your job isn't to find that person, it's to become them. Start today. Burn the excuses. Write the vision, build the belief, and never stop moving. 5 things I learned from Napoleon Hill to get rich in 2025. You're not stuck, you're just not activated yet. This video is your wake-up call. If you've ever felt like you were meant for more but kept getting pulled back by fear, doubt, or excuses, it's time to break the pattern. Based on timeless lessons from Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, modernized for today's world. No fluff, just powerful mindset shifts to help you Clarify what you want, build unshakable belief. Reprogram your thoughts, take real action. And persist when others quit. This isn't just about money. It's about becoming the kind of person who wins no matter what. Comment below which lesson hit you hardest. What will you start doing today? Like, comment, subscribe. Share this with someone who needs it.